Here is where I have all of the really current items that I use on a regular basis. But I love them for my chipboard and like Ali Edward products. Like this is felt, this is half circles. And welcome to my Tuesday video for Project Life Weekly. I am not going to be crafting or in my Project Life album today. What I want to do is share with you my space that I have set up for all of my Project Life stuff. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. I have lots of videos on organization. I feel like it's my second hobby. I love cleaning and organizing. Just across the board, I love it, but also it does help me with the systems I have for creating. So I often talk about having a system for your Project Life albums, and that way you don't feel like you're behind or you're getting behind, or when you're trying to catch up, it doesn't feel so stressful. And I feel like having a system for your supplies, I'm going to show you mine here in just a second, will be really helpful. I do have my own space. I have my own craft room. This is my desk setup. I recently redid this area to make myself have the L-shaped desk. And the goal for me was to get everything that I use for particularly my Project Life albums, to get it all in this area so that when I'm crafting and when I'm in that album, I can use the supplies that I have that are for Project Life. And so I'm going to show you several of those. Back here, this back wall here holds all of my inks. It holds all of my stamps that are other companies Stampin' Up! Close to my heart. And then I have some Concord and Ninth and some Lawn Fawn in here. And then all of my Ali Edwards stamps that I just reorganized are down there. And we'll look at those. But up here, I have my inks. I have my Stampin' Up! Inks, my Close to My Heart inks, Lawn Fawn inks, and then Concord and Ninth. And then I try to keep all of those together. And then all of my coloring supplies, like my alcohol inks, are over there. That's not really for memory keeping. And the stamps and the ink pads I do use for memory keeping, but just so you know where those supplies are. And then really the heart of my Project Life supplies are these clear drawers, and then the items that are here, my stamps, and then some items here. Some of these items go over here, but I just wanted to show you a really clean version. This part of my desk usually gets stacked with things. So over here, I have my current Project Life album that I'm working on. This is July through December of this year. And then I have my personal album, which is a 6x12 album here. And then up here is where I have all of the really current items that I use on a regular basis. These containers right here are actually for like socks or underwear or bras, and you use them in your dresser drawer. And I had gotten these for something totally separate. It was here in my office, but it wasn't for clothing. And then when that changed for me, I thought, you know, this is the perfect size for Project Life cards. So what I do here is I have these come in a pack of 2. They are fabric, but they have little pieces of cardboard that slide into the edges. And so they're really sturdy. And then they have these dividers, which are fabric. But what I do is I just cut some cardstock that I have. This is like a thicker cardstock. It's like the backing that comes sometimes with pattern paper. And I just put a piece of washi tape on the top so that I can see the different spaces. You could put a tab if you wanted. I don't find that this is really a big problem with how I would say it looks very flimsy, the divider, but it really works well. And even when I don't have a piece of cardstock there and I just have things sitting in there, it works totally fine. So these, I will link them. Again, they are in my Amazon storefront. and I will link them in the description below and on the blog post. Again, they come in a package of 2, and then this is my current setup where I have several dividers here, and these all hold my Ali Edwards stories by the month. So like this is my October stories by the month. I'll take all of these items out and I will put them in my next clear divider. Once I use those items, I move them all up to the front, and then at the end of the year, I'll put everything away. I just move them to the front in case there's more that I want to use, or if I haven't, quite decided that I'm done with it. If I'm totally done with it, then I do just put it away in my other storage. But I do have several that are up here that I want to use. And then when I'm done with the kit, I also use all my vellum pieces. So these are all the different vellum pieces because I feel like those can go for so many. Like this came in the September kit, I think, or the August. It came in the August kit, but I could totally use this for other things. I could punch it out, like I could use a circle punch and punch it out. I could cover up that August if I didn't want, that to be red. So I just keep all my vellum up here. And then I have some white pieces of cardstock, and then there's nothing on that second divider. And then this is what I use to organize all of my current stuff. So this is like July photos and August photos. I obviously haven't printed September photos yet. In here, there's some, like this is a game time card, and then there's this photo. My husband was at work and I was at home, and we were both watching the game and texting back and forth. So I wanted to tell that story. So I have some photos here. This is the girls play Animal Crossing all the time, and that's Kayla's little person on that, and she had sent that to me. And then back here I have some of the embellishment label pieces right there that I can use. And then these are my Avery index tabs. These back here is digital cards that I make, and then my members in my membership community get access to these. So I've made quite a few different ones, high and low. I've made some days of the weeks, this moment, so that once I print it, I put it back there. So these are fantastic organizers for Project Life stuff. I feel like this is amazing to be able to have out on my desk and be able to organize all the pieces and be able to access them fairly quickly. I have a shelf here. This is a glass shelf. It's actually meant to be a computer riser. That's where I found them when I was wanting my computer monitor raised. And so I picked up an extra one and I have it here. And then this is just random stuff. So this is a tin that I have had for years. I have no idea what came in it. And this is where all of the die cut pieces from the Stories by the Month kits, I just throw them in here. This piece of vellum, oh, it's cut. That's why I put it in here. But you can just see I have all the pieces. A lot of times like this will work in many different months, right? So I just keep all of that in here. And then at the end of the year, I'll clean this out. And that slides underneath there. And then I have this film strip that I wanted to use, so I stuck it in there. Up top, I have the top to another 10. And then these I got at the dollar store, and like there's these quote vellum pieces that I wanted to use. There's my washi tape. These are some black and white chipboard pieces. A couple chipboard pieces that I know will work for a couple projects coming up. And then I just have a couple little dishes that has a die in it. These are pieces that I was using for August. And then I have this little dish, and it has some extra items, has a stamp up here that I really need to find out where that goes to. I have another little dish. These dies can probably go in here. Little label dies. I have no idea where that screw came from, so I kept it. I found it on the floor. Might be to one of my chairs. So these I got at the dollar store, and they're great dividers. And then down here in my drawers, all of this pretty much, especially here, is Project Life. And these are Alex drawers from IKEA. I just decorated the drawers fronts. They are labeled with my label maker. And that divider that I showed you from up top, I have them in here. So this is all my wood pieces. There's extra large frames from, most of this is from Ali Edwards. So like these extra large frames, it was from an Ali Edwards kit. This is extra large, like wood veneer pieces from Ali Edwards. Most, if not all of this is from Ali Edwards. I have a few like buttons, brads there. I have these little tiny dishes that stack different things. And then this is what I have left of the roller stamps. I have a Becky Higgins and Ali Edwards, and I think a close to my heart date one. I really like the Becky Higgins one because the year doesn't run out. Down here are smaller embellishments like brads. When you used to get the kits from Ali Edwards, you would get these really large acrylic words. These are just some letters, some different types of brads, and then these are like different things that have come in different kits. Down here is my Ali Edwards Project Life cards. So anything that's come in a kit, I have them organized by color. So it just goes in rainbow order. And then these are like filler cards and then half journaling cards, which look like this. So you could journal on the bottom of them. And then full journaling cards or cut apart journaling cards. And then there's a couple Becky Higgins cards back there. And then same thing, these are the 3x4. So over here are filler, over here are journal, and they're organized by rainbow. And then here are black and white cards. So these are all cards that are just plain black and white. So we have journaling cards back here, like there's filler cards. My white filler cards are there. And then there's like grid cards. This was a set of cards that came from Ali Edwards. They're the alphabet. I've never found a way to use them, but they're there. And then I have some notepads that have come from Ali Edwards, some week of cards and some fun notepads. And then the next drawer down is One Little Word. So all of my One Little Word stuff goes in here, including my album, until the end of the year when it comes out and goes on a shelf. And then down here are just odd size page protectors for Project Life. Over here are my clear blocks. These are extra like stamping tools, larger blocks. That's the date stamp that I always use. This is embossing, which I don't use as much anymore since I'm not doing cards. I probably will during the holidays. And then same with this. This is coloring, watercolors, zig markers, extra blades, my brayer, just stuff that I really don't use as much of anymore because I'm not card making. This is re-inkers and just some backstock items. Over here are pens. So this whole drawer is pens. Writing pens and markers, my twin tone markers, my Sharpies and fine liners, more pens, and just some miscellaneous tools. I moved over here, my corner rounder, my hole punch. Down here is sort of empty. It's just a few. These are cards that I need to file and put up. I just throw them in that box when I'm creating. And then this one's empty. And then this is old photos. So I have some photos from my grandma when she was younger, my fuse tool, some ribbon that doesn't fit anywhere else, and some acetate. Okay, over here are my Ali Edwards stamps that I just redid. Nothing's changed with that. I have not done anything else. And then this is my clear, these drawers are clear acrylic drawers. I think they're meant for like, maybe like people were using them for makeup. I'm not positive, but I love them for my chipboard. And like Ali Edward products, like this is felt, this is half circles, that circle shouldn't be in there, that circle should be in here. So circles, I have a couple empty ones. These are squares and word bubbles. I have a couple for hearts, really large circles. These are acrylic pieces, tags, arrows, file tabs. These are stars, so I have a couple for stars. Cut out words, cut aparts. So it's really basically anything that I've gotten in Ali Edward kits. You can see there's some right here that I need to put away, but I love having that. So that is basically my Project Life area. Now, I have these. I do not know what to do with these. I'm trying to find a better way to store these. These are also from Ali Edwards. I organized all of this kind of stuff in these envelopes a couple years ago. So like these are hearts. These are ampersands. Like there's a whole bunch of different ones. Black and white items. This is chipboard pieces. Now, this used to be in that drawer that's empty. They just don't fit really well in the drawer. It gets snagged. They fit really well in this black container that I had left from my stamp storage organizational project, but I don't have anywhere to put that. That's the problem. So I'm really not positive what I'm going to do with those. I found a bunch of day in the life items, which I was really excited about because I missed day in the life this year and I want to do it. And I think I'm going to pick another day, and then I think I'm going to use these day in the life cards. It's just from past kits where I've purchased day in the life and maybe even purchased a couple extra packs of something because it went on sale. This is the way I store my core kits. So I have 3 different core kits in each box, and this for the month of August, I am using the everyday core kit, so that's why this is out, and it usually just sits right here in front if I'm using a core kit and I haven't put it away. Otherwise, my core kits go back here on this shelf, and there's at least 3 core kits in each box. And then this is a project that I'm going to be doing in October. I'm going to do a 30 days of thankful for October, and I'm going to be doing my stories of home. I'm going to do it in a little 4x4 album. So I have all of this sitting here for that project. And then, like I said, this usually sits right there. So that is my Project Life area. I really love having everything out here. A lot of times my album is open right there. If I don't have a core kit that's out, I'll just leave my album open right there, and it's really nice. I also have this container here that just has some like old kits. Like this is Let Go, and it's the stamp set and the kit. And then same with this. This is one of the kits. I didn't realize I had stamp sets in here. I will have to filter those in. I'll have quite a few stamp sets up here. They are from when I was getting Ali's kits, her story-themed kits with all the pieces, and I would leave them in here until I used them on my projects, and then I would put them away. So I'm going to leave this here because they're all together. I want to leave them together until I'm sure it's fine to pull them apart. I will have to filter a bunch of those into my stamp organization, which is totally fine. So that is the Project Life area. I was thinking that this video would be under 10 minutes, but I yapped too much. The only other thing that I have is I have these 2 containers right here. The top one has all of my 6x12 page protectors and items that I'm using for my personal album, which is 6x12. And then the bottom one is my 12x12 one little word paper and items to use. So I pull those out when I'm working on those projects. But you can see that all of my Project Life stuff is in this corner, and I can very easily use it. I film right here so I can reach everything behind me, and a lot of times I stand when I'm crafting, and so it's very easy to just turn and grab something. So anyways, I had a request to share how I have that set up for Project Life, and that is how I have it set up. If you have any questions, please let me know, and if you have a place or a area, let me know in the comments. I used to, all this stuff that when I first started memory keeping or scrapbooking, it wasn't Project Life back then, but when I first started memory keeping, I had one crate full of stuff. It fit under the hutch in our living room, and I would sit on the living room floor to do all of my memory keeping. And now I'm too old to do that. I cannot sit on the floor now to memory keep. But this has been a process that I have put time and effort into for years now to get it to this space. And I really love having all of my stuff that I work with on a regular basis within reach. And I like to have it out you might like to have it put away. Tell me, is it more stressful? I have a friend that like she comes here and she's like, it's so much, it's everywhere. Like all your stuff is everywhere. But if it's out of sight, it's out of mind and I forget to use it. So I like to have it out. So thank you guys for joining me today. I will be back next week, back in my Project Life album and working through getting caught up and getting into this album here, which is July through December, and that will be fun. So make sure you come back next week as well. So thanks guys. I will catch you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little space in my room. There are 2 other videos here on the screen that you can check out if you would like. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content. YouTube always appreciates that and is nice to me when you do that. So thank you so much, and I will catch you in my next video.